I look low-key exhausted because I went into anaphylactic shock on Friday, and on Saturday I went rebound and had another episode of hives all over my face, and so it's been a long weekend, and my birthday was Thursday, so that was a lovely present from the world. So Comic-Con today, Saturday. So I'm going to Comic-Con anyway, even though I feel like crud, because I have to do something for my birthday. I can't just miss it, even though I've been in anaphylactic shock twice. I'm gonna wear my mask because I have mast cell and I need to avoid any scents, high socks, or else I can rebound into anaphylaxis. So I'm gonna wear my Vlog mask, and it will match the fit, because this is the fit. Oh my god, socks! She's probably alerting me to something. I'll show you a better angle of the fit. I'm wearing a corset top from Victoria's Secret, and also these pants, which were from a Renaissance fair, but they give Beetlejuice, and see how layered they are? So I'm wearing that, and I feel like I'm giving Beetlejuice, and I'm wearing a bow in my hair. My mask won't mess up the aesthetic, because, you know, being messed up never messes the aesthetic, does it? You're clawing my arm! So it's a zebra mask anyway, so it will kind of match the stripes. What do you want from me? And I'm probably gonna do my forearm crutches because I've been stabbed with an EpiPen and my leg really hurts. So yeah, so it's been a whole weekend, but let's go to Comic-Con with me.
Baby.
Where?
Right there, the one you just picked up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look, it's a ghost.
I heard you give really good hugs.
I do!
Is it okay if I get one?
Yeah, come here, come here.
You all just line up. That was a good hug, I'm not gonna lie. That was good.
It's a mom thing. Do they get to ask us questions, or are they all just here to stare at us?
I think a few want to ask some questions. Is that?
Spoiler alert. No, yeah, I mean,
I never had the black wings.
You were in heaven. I was in the empty.
For so long, I'm still there.
My advice would be hire a financial advisor as soon as possible, because I find it becomes a very addicting fandom and very expensive. You know, those creation conventions aren't cheap. Yeah, there you go. That's my advice. Watch your money. This won't take it.
And also, as I see Emmy right behind you, Annie and Melissa next to you, the supernatural fandom is one of the most powerfully loving groups of people I have ever encountered. And immerse yourself in the fandom, not just the show. And there are also parts of it that are terrifying. You don't need to immerse yourself in all of it, but find the people that you click with, and they are going to be life-changing, lifelong friends. Yeah, that's awesome. Go team! They were such charismatic, lovely human beings, because we got to do conventions with them, that I was compelled to watch. And I think they were so brave and daring, and it is so hard to create new material out of old established canon. So I think they walked that line very cleverly. I was very proud of all of them, and I'm sorry that it is no longer a part of our world.
No.
I watched a couple episodes. I liked it. I was surprised that, well, I mean, not the way TV's going these days, but I think that it could have gotten some legs as, give it a chance. Give it a freaking chance. That's fine.
Favorite prank that was pulled on you? You really got me. Because mine was, when I first started the show, we were in a diner, and I was trapped in this booth with Jared. And Jared, in early seasons, was a very large, muscular man, which he ate a lot of protein and fiber to get that large.
And then he farted.
Yeah. And then shouted, "I am Farticus!" Stung the nostrils. It was rancid. He should have went to the doctor, probably.
Or just
So I can't say that was
cut
my
down
favorite. But it was one I witnessed.
And unintentional, too.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
No, I think it was intentional.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of hazing.
Did you get pranks?
We pulled one. There was a scene where Jody and Dean are doing dishes in Jody's kitchen, and I'd already cleared it with set. I cleared it with camera, so they knew that when the scene was over to keep rolling. And so we finished up the scene, and then I was like, I handed Jensen the dishcloth and went, "Could you finish up, because I have a date?" And he went, What, who do you, and then Brianna, who was visiting set, walked around the corner and was like, "Hey, babe," and I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" And then we walked off, and Jensen, knowing how to work a moment, he's like, "This is gonna be on the gag reel," turns towards camera and goes, back to doing. So that was less a prank and more a mutually agreed upon improv.
I, once again, was left out.
Your guys' prank was you thought you were going to come back. It was the long game.
It was still on. There might be a movie, and they might bring me back.
Hang on to that hope.
It's true.
No, they were 1 and 2 on the call sheet, and so they were very intent on making sure the environment was created where everyone could do their best job. So there was an awareness and a support and a benevolence that I felt held by. Once we started working with the girls, they were my inspiration to do that for them. So it was more a conscious collaboration. It was a different level of status, but still a group of people. What was uniform across all of it is that the show was always the most important thing. The energy of going into how can we make this perfect for them, as opposed to how can I get mine. That is not, this was where we were with Supernatural across the board. Thank you.
I will say the thing that impressed me from literally my first second on set, I came in to shoot stuff in the institution for my first episode. They were leaving. I was going to be they came in at 9 o'clock at night to start shooting, and they were ending for the day. And they came down the hallway and said goodnight by name to every single person, every single crew member that was there, and then introduced themselves to me. And that might be normal, everyday behavior for Jared and Jensen, but I clocked it. It was like, okay, I get what's happening here, and I'm on board. And it was like, I found it really admirable and safe. It made me think, okay, I can do this. So it was this was my first job that was not, "Hi, can I get something for you?" Which is also a job, but this is like a character arc. So anyway.
Right there.
Participated in one of the crossover episodes. Which other franchise would you like to participate in for crossover? Did it Scooby-Doo and others? Which one would you
Doctor Who.
The Office.
X-Files.
Yeah, way in the back. I saw your hand. Yep.
Which Doctor Who?
Yeah, no, oh God, why? My uterus hurts with that question, and I haven't had a uterus for 16 years.
Is there a
Yes. That's the crossover I'm gonna do. It's gonna be Tom Baker, David Tennant, or Matt. One of those. I'll take my pick. Was that your question?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, give it the thumbs up. Great choices. Thank you.
You in the green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys look back upon the time of the show, what was one moment that when you look back at it, you just can't stop laughing?
Good question.
Mine wasn't even during the show, it was during quarantine for the last episode. So when we did the last episode of Supernatural, it was still COVID time, so we had quarantine in Vancouver for 2 weeks. And I had, Rob Benedict was staying above me. And so, he's fine. He played that game all the time. But so me, him, and Jared and Jensen would do Zoom hangouts, where we would just be like, hey, 7 o'clock, just jump on Zoom. And we would just drink and hang out on Zoom together. And I had run out of drink. And I was like, oh no. And Rob was like, I have some tequila. And I was like, I have some kitchen twine. We have this recorded. I cut it together with the theme of Pirates of the Caribbean. I threw him up, and we set our camera, our laptop so we could see it. And I threw the kitchen twine up to him. He caught it, tied it around his tequila bottle, and dun 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 dun. Brought it down, I poured it, and then recorked it. Dun 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 dun. And we all celebrated, and Jensen recorded it. Like I said, I cut it all together, and it was a triumphant moment for all of us at about 10 days into losing our minds. Yeah.
I think I had one. So I really liked shooting with when it's all fun, but when I got to shoot with Jared, Jensen, Genevieve, and me in those scenes together where we were traveling, and I think there was one scene where we were all in the barn right before I died the first time, and there was a scene. Genevieve had a line, and she went like this with her hand. And then she never put it down. And all of us, the entire rest of the scene, we kept going, but we were all and then she was just and at the end of the scene, we were like, what's going on? She's like, I don't know, I just couldn't put it down.
That's the I warn people about that. Gesturing is dangerous when you're acting.
But then you realize it's there, and you're like, it's still there, but I kind of committed to it. Do I drop it? Do I just going to continue with my line? Maybe it's not on camera. We're just gonna settle. I don't know if you know this. If you ever go back and watch this, so there's Jared, Jensen, me in a scene, and everybody basically gets dibs on what they do with their hands because you can't all be doing the same thing. So the problem is that as soon as somebody claims I've got my arms crossed, then the other two are like, fuck, I can't cross my arms. And then if somebody puts their hands in their pockets, it's like, well, shit, now I got what? So that's why I stand like this a lot. Because Jared and Jensen have claimed this and this. Fuckers. Yeah, I'm going to say the thing that will still crack me up is the first time I worked with Brianna, there's this we're at this sheriff's convention, and there's all of these things that the sheriffs can watch, and she would improv all of these different classes, and it's just
preparing for a riot, why not try it? Why not? And they cut that part, but I still go, why not? Like, it makes me laugh.
I think the most quoted is "Don't walk on my roof" from the sequel to Percy Jackson. There we go. There we go. Daddy issues.
You know, I think actually my favorite line was from Mad Men. Not the room for this, but here we go. So there was this scene.
I thought that was a line. I'm like, I like that line too. This is not the room for this, but here we go.
Advertise this.
Has anyone seen the show?
Yes, I'm invested now. This is for me as far as I'm
Oh, yeah, the
concerned.
line.
So Hildy, I played Hildy. She was Pete Campbell's secretary. We did not like each other at all, and so Pete comes out.
Your characters.
Yeah, no, we didn't like each other either. No, and so he comes out and says something like, "Can you watch the door, make sure that blah 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 doesn't come in?" And I go, "Sure, I'll just sit here and watch the door." And he was like so much attitude for 1963, and somehow she got away with it. He was just like, and couldn't do anything because I said it nicely, kind of. Anyway, that doesn't,
I like that. Sure. I'll just sit here.
I'll just sit here and watch the door.
Because no one's going to come barging into his office because he's not that important.
No, because I have other things to do. But sure, I'll sit here and watch the door.
I like that. I think my favorite line, I finally came up with one. Thank you for answering those. On The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, there's a whole episode where there's like the Olympics of janitors. I seem to remember. And we fought for this so hard, and nobody understood why. At one point, all the janitors run off, and Mosby and Carrie are left standing there. And they were like, "We got to do something to fill the space." I was like, "What's the soup today?" I think it's a split pea. Yeah, they do a good split pea. And they were like, why? And Phil and I we couldn't get through without laughing because it was the most fucking mundane. But like nothing on that show was mundane. Everything was elevated, everything was over the top. We've got janitors running around with plungers, I don't know what they get. And just to have the two of them, they're like this is normal life for them. Soup today. I think it's a split pea. Yeah, they do a good split pea. That's my favorite. So,
Okay, I do have a supernatural one.
Okay.
I do. When right after I stab Uriel with the angel sword.
Stairs are over there. You're looking to leave.
Yeah, I say, maybe not. There's still me. And I don't get to play like badass bitches all the time. And so that was really fun.
Annie.
Hi. So on the show, no one ever like rolls down the windows in the car. I have this theory, and I want to know if it's true. Is it because no one wanted to look stupid doing the crank thing?
It's for sound issues. Because they've got the inside of the car mic'd, and if there was wind running around in the inside of the car, they would have to ADR everything. So nobody ever rolls down the windows because then you wouldn't be able to hear the lines of the car, the lines they were saying in the car.
Well, because Jensen had a problem with one of the
You know what? I validate your reality. Yes.
I feel like that would be funny.
It's a missed opportunity.
Like, you can make it funny.
That's the thing, yeah.
Get it. It writes itself.
Now we're gonna have a 16th season when he hears that, just so he can do it. He's gonna be like, oh, I missed a comedic moment.
YOLO, pardon the poor lighting and the fact that I am now in PJs. You try being on like 50 different, There's no one in here. I'm just talking to myself for the video. Hola, pardon the very bad lighting. I am now in PJs, which is also different than what you saw me wearing, and my hair is up. I took a fat nap when I got back at like 2 o'clock. But you try being on like 50 different antihistamines and having like enough to knock out an elephant in your system. Also, I had an EpiPen on Thursday, and it's Saturday. I'm still recovering, so like, do not come at me. It was a hard day, but I'm glad I still got to go, because yeah, I had to wear a mask the whole time though to prevent rebound anaphylaxis, because I'm really at risk lately. Anyway, let's get to my haul. I bought this for $15. It is Howl's Moving Castle. I'll do it a better thing in the lighting to show you. But it's a movie poster of Howl's Moving Castle in Japanese. It's my favorite movie, and I've seen it way too many times to count. And I've read the book. It's on my shelf. I've read that multiple times. But I think I like the movie surprisingly more than the book, which is actually shocking. And I thought I would never say that in my life about any book. So that's kind of crazy. And then we have this pin, which is a sorcerer pin. Again, I'll show this in better lighting. It's the class I always play in Dungeons and Dragons. And also in Baldur's Gate. Because I'm a sucker for sorcerer and magic. Even though I still really don't know how sorcerer points work. But I love being a sorcerer, okay? And my dad bought that for me because it was my birthday on the 2nd of October, which kind of sucks because I've had like the worst week ever. You know, anaphylaxis that lasted for days. And yeah, which I didn't know that could happen, but you know, it did. And finally, what I got is an art print of Asterion, and he is my boo from Baldur's Gate. I absolutely love him. I don't know where I'm putting this, and I'll show you the business card of who made it in a second. So yeah, that's all the things I got, and I'll definitely be putting this on my pin board collection because I have a huge collection of pins right here. I mainly have, why can't I even remember the name of those? If I remember, these are push pin ones, and these are lapel. Repeat it and then I'll remember. Which I have more lapel than I have the I pushed you, I'm sorry. I mainly have more lapel than I do of the push pin ones. I mean enamel. Oh my gosh. My brain has not worked right since I've been on this much medication to stop anaphylaxis. But hey, at least my face doesn't look like that anymore. You know? I could have swollen shut eyes. So, you know, I guess my brain not working is okay as long as I'm alive. I did stop breathing for a second on Thursday. That was a great birthday present to my mom, who is now terminally scarred from that. She said, never ever do that again, and yelled at me. I will try my best. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully you all remember to stay weird. Bye.